Hello, welcome to the Road to 1500 series. This is the first episode. This is one of my highest rated games. I just recently hit 1,000, and I figured the next goalpost would be 1500. Um, so, starts with e4. I play the French, and we go into the exchange variation, at which point they, um, they play knight c3. Um, Now, I usually will just defend the pawn, develop the knight, opens up bishop lines. Sometimes I'll pin the knight. Um, and here, I chose just to defend the pawn. Um, they pin my knight. I unpin the knight, also prepping castling. Um, they um, check, defend, take, castle. So the idea behind this was just kind of simplifying. I tend to like just simplifying the game where I can, especially when I'm playing the French. I mean, this tends to be the bad bishop. So like when you have the pawn structure here, um, this is the French bishop that you're trying to kind of exchange. In this position, it's a little bit more open. Um, I probably didn't need to. But it's also pinned, and I don't want to. I basically wanted to just get rid of the pin, resolve tension, so that I could castle. Um, so moves a queen. So I go for a check here just to kind of disrupt some of the pawn structure. Um, and they castle, same side. Um, and here, I figure I can trap the knight as well. Or at least move it back because can't move here, can't move here, can't move here. Blocked by pawn, blocked by pawn. So it only really has one place to go, and it kind of gives me a little bit of space. Um, and then my thought here was that I could set up some mating attacks. Um, this space is undefended, so I figure if I prep this, maybe I could get like a sneaky mate. Um, and that's what I continue with. Um, at this level, people really don't fall for this, but it's still a good attack, and it threatens the bishop as well. Um, and knight for bishop tends to be a positive trade. They see it. I take the bishop. I exchange the rook, and my thought with exchanging the rook was just simplify again. Um, Now uh, with the knight move, I wanted to open up my rook, um, and with this, I'm defending it, so I don't need to really get involved. I can just set up my position elsewhere, set up attacks. My queen is free, um, so that was kind of my thought. Now this, I blunder here, where this is protected. It wasn't that I lost my queen. Um, it was that I didn't take. So um, I blundered a mate in two. Because you can actually just sack your queen here, takes with knight, and then it's a classic back rank. Um, but they didn't see that. I think they assumed the queen was hanging, and now the position's equalized. Um, and I don't know if they just wanted to simplify or if they didn't realize that my knight was protecting. Um, and now we're in the end game. Um, so my thought here, just kind of push pawns. Maybe I could trap this knight. This knight doesn't have a lot of squares to go. Um, so it can go back, and that's let's careful with our, but it can't really go forward, and that's in the end game you're kind of trying to take as much space as possible. Um, Now here, well, this is actually defended. I was gonna say I blundered a pawn, but it's defended by the knight. So, um, and then it takes back with check, and I just win that knight. So, um, I take the knight anyway. Um, Once again, just to simplify, because um, at this point I'm feeling like I have a little bit of a space advantage. My pawns are further up. My king is further up, and I have a bishop to their knight. So, um, this is pretty drawish because from a material perspective, it's roughly the same. There's not a lot of ways to break through, um, but I go for this, trying to like open up some lines. Um, they don't take, which I think is where. So now I have an advantage of a piece. Takes, and then I could just march this pawn up. So now they do defend with king. However, here I managed to get a little bit lucky with the timing. In that this is now zugzwang because any piece that they move um, is going to put them into a losing position. So they go for the draw. At this point, that's kind of the most you can do. But if they wanted the draw, they should have gone. I mean, if they assumed that I wouldn't be able to successfully push my pawn, well, actually, I think I could just go this way, and then it's the same thing. So yeah, and I get the queen. I'm going to start eating these pawns, so there's no chance of breaking through, and they just resign at this point. So that's the game. And yeah.